Hi Jane, how you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good.
Now I just wanted to sit down with you and take the opportunity to chat to you about your exiting of the company. Basically, the purpose of this is to better understand what draws people to Brisbane Airport Corporation as a workplace and what influences employees to leave. I'd also like to take the opportunity to obtain the valuable information about your experiences here, the perceptions and the reasons for your departure. Also, I'd like to see if we can identify any reasons, any areas that BAC can improve on. So this exit interview that we're going to partake in, if you're comfortable with that, excuse me, it's going to enable BAC to monitor issues within the workplace. All the notes that we take today with this survey are going to be kept on a confidential basis. And the copy of this interview will be kept separate from all personal files. And the results from the exit interview are analysed by the HR team, and there's a yearly report done by the HR manager. Okay. So if you have any questions or concerns about this today, about the exit interview process, feel free to ask or let me know what you feel. If you're okay with that, we can start going forward.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay. So how the information is going to be used by us, all right? We've got a few key areas. We want to identify the improvements for some areas. I want to identify things that are working well within the company. I'm going to try and use this information to help reduce turnover, and we're going to develop practices which can improve on current working conditions here at BAC. Also, the information that you provide us can help us solve issues and problems that need to be addressed, and it can also assist in a specific manager with development skills that they need to make a better manager. It'll also help us improve the general management within the business, and probably lastly, the identification and we'll address all the detrimental patterns that happen here. So that's basically what this exit interview will help us with. Okay. So we can start off with the survey. So how effective do you believe you were in your role at BAC?
Yeah, I think I was very effective. I performed well every year in my performance review, delivered what I wanted to deliver, and I enjoyed my time here.
Okay. How well do you think your role was defined?
My role's evolved a lot since being here. I suppose what the role was when I applied to what I do now is very different. But that's one of the things I enjoyed about it, the fact that it had that scope. So it probably wasn't very well defined, but that wasn't a negative for me.
Okay. And did you enjoy the challenge of the role?
Yeah, very much so. Sometimes the challenge was a bit much, but I need a challenge, otherwise I'd be bored.
Okay, fair enough. And so, if you can remember back to when you were looking for work and found BAC's opportunity there, what actually attracted you to work here initially?
It was probably the role. In the marketplace, there aren't many positions that focus purely on learning and development. Most HR roles are very general, or they've got the IR side, which I very like.
Okay.
So it was quite a unique role at the time. I actually didn't know much or anything about BAC as a company. But obviously when I went through the interview process, I learned more, and that interests me, but it was definitely the role.
Okay. do you think was the greatest thing about working here at BAC?
Two things: people, excellent people to work with across the company, friendly, supportive, and the variety of the role. No day was the same. Every hour that you're doing is so different.
That's good. It's very positive. Were there any frustrations or other obstacles that made your job difficult? Examples, policies or procedures. Did you find any challenges in there?
I think the biggest challenge for me was the amount of work. There just wasn't enough time in the day to get things done. And we'd plan for a year where, my manager would say, okay, these are the things we're going to do for the year. And halfway through the year, 4 or 5 other projects would come on top, and it just, so it's probably more of the goal-paced cost of shifting, and I think we were under-resourced to achieve what they expected us to.
I was going to ask that, were you under-resourced and did you have assistance?
I did have assistance, but not at the level
that you required?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, not to be able to take on projects off me.
Okay. Did that affect the decision to move on? Or?
No, and my decision to leave is purely career development. I'm ready for the next step, and that next step's not here.
Okay. Cool. So the rate, how you feel about the following work-related topics within BAC? I've got least favourable being 1 and 5 being most favourable. So
just like a 1 to 5.
Yeah, just a 1 to 5 ratio. So if I'll just name the topics and you just give me a number. Okay, so challenge of work.
5. Very challenging.
Remuneration and salary.
4. I think BAC pays very well.
Okay. Benefits.
5. Excellent.
Okay, excellent. Appropriate recognition.
4.
Work-life balance and flexible working hours.
Well, BAC offers, they definitely offer flexibility, and it was never an issue if I wanted to finish early, and or if I wanted to take a day off in lieu. So the opportunities were there, but the workloads in the job meant that I had to work long hours. So I guess.
Moderate.
Yeah.
Cool. Day-to-day work environmental, including like your tools, office space, location.
Excellent.
Excellent. Training and development opportunities. I suppose this was your area.
Probably should read this high. Training and development opportunities, I would say, very high. Opportunities for career progression, low.
Okay, very cool. Training and development. Okay, performance reviews and review process.
Well, yeah, I looked after that, so I say. Look, I think it's pretty good, but it could do with improvement.
So 4.
Yeah.
Managers' openness to feedback.
It varied very much across. So my manager, or
yeah, you're saying.
My manager, excellent. Yeah, good. I was very happy.
Okay, cool. Career progression. Low.
Yeah, and I suppose that's a reality of this business. It's a very flat structure, and the business does communicate that to you very well, but. It's just a fact of life. You have to go if you want to progress.
WHS issues addressed.
Yeah, excellent.
Culture of BAC.
Excellent.
Culture in groups.
It varies depending on the group. Our group, very strong.
Very strong, so 5. Culture in teams.
Our team, look, there's a couple of issues. I'd probably say 4.
What kind of issues were they, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, just different personalities in the team, and it came down to, I suppose, that role clarity thing, that there wasn't always clarity amongst the managers in the team as to who looked after what. Whereas the head of the GM of the area tended to, when a task came up based on who he thought was best, he'd just give it to people, and that caused a little bit of conflict.
Thank you. Any other anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I mean, it's an excellent company. I would like to stay here for a long time. I just, I need to progress and take that next step, and it just wasn't available to me here. So I'm sad to be leaving.
What would you do to improve the experience of working here at BAC?
I think they could definitely streamline some processes. You know, there's a lot of inefficiency in what we do, using manual systems and things. That's probably getting more done with the time that we have.
Fantastic. Okay. Rate the following points that would motivate you to stay on at BAC. Okay. Again, 1 to 5. Improved salary.
2. It's not really.
Doesn't motivate you. Okay. Improved benefits.
4.
Or flexible work schedule.
5.
Improved talent management.
2.
Improved career opportunity.
5.
Greater involvement in decision making.
I already had very high involvement, so 3.
Better communicated company goals.
2.
Better communicated performance expectations.
4.
Any other? Think of?
It's just simplification of processes, or more resources.
Processes, resources. And more.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Can you please summarise your reasons for leaving?
The lack of career progression.
Straightforward.
And I think, to be honest, if we had more resources in the team, there would have been more progression, because they would have been able to create more layers and things like that.
Okay. Do you have any closing comments or feedback that you'd like to provide?
No, just it's a great company, and I appreciate the opportunities that have been provided to me.
So, Jane, that's I really appreciate you taking the time there to sit down with me today and do that exit interview. It helps us at BAC, and I hope that if you have any other questions, in your final days at BAC, that you come and see me and see if I can help you out. But I'd like to wish you all the best, and hope that everything pans out for you in the future.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.